Welcome back to the Lakeside Productions YouTube channel. In today's episode we'll restore these wooden gunwales on this Fiberglass Canadian canoe. The original gunwales were just pine, so they rotted over time.
Or do you think it happened over time? Push it in there. Yeah. Got the rot.
Huh?
She got the rot bad.
Yeah.
Lucky it's not a wooden canoe.
Well, no.
First I started by removing the rusted heads on the screws. These are Teak screws, so they're rusted of course, using an angle grinder, and then I just went around with a snips and snipped off any of the protruding screws.
Can you remember what was here? No?
There was, oh, was there? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Must be just a small capping piece, would it be?
In the bow and stern section you can see these sort of pine posts rotted entirely. Bit tricky to remove, but once I got them out, the plan is now to replace them with oak. It'll last a long time. So first we just test fitted the new teak gunwales in place, just to see how they would bend in, if we would have any difficulty, before we cut the step into them on the table saw. The step will only be on the outer gunwale, it will not be on the inner gunwale, so therefore the outer gunwale will sit nice and flush onto the fiberglass, yet also in the fiberglass, so therefore the inner gunwale will sandwich up against that nicely, and you'll have nice, teak to teak contact, and it'll be nice and flush. Of course, the step we cut out is only the thickness of the fiberglass, so it's only a couple of mil. Surprised how strong this canoe, this fiberglass canoe actually is. Without the gunwale, it's quite flimsy, and it bends quite easily and twists or whatever. You will see once we get that gunwale in place, everything kind of stiffens up. So after dry fitting the gunwale in place, of course we went with the trusty cascamite again. We made sure to pre-drill the teak and countersink for the copper nails. So the process for securing clenched copper nails is you hammer through your nails first, then using your snips, snip off any excess, but leaving enough that you can hammer over with your hammer, of course, and then that will sit in nice and flush into the wood that you're using. Using Sapele timber for the seats, the original ones were made out of pine, so at least now they will last a long time and they will look great once we get them oiled, as well as the teak gunwales, of course.
I didn't think they'd come out.
Yeah, I think it's great. The impact driver must be great for that.
Using a spaded drill bit, Peter made sure to pre-drill for the screws and the screw heads. We'll be using stainless steel screws here, of course.
Don't flap it down.
No, I get all of them.
Out on the edge here.
Do you want that in that corner?
No, I think they're right there.
I then used Sapele dowels, which were actually the offcuts from the dowels on the Malahide 21 foot, so you would have seen that in the last episode. So there's no waste here, which is great to see. So Peter's just using the hand plane here to make sure the bow and stern kind of capping pieces, which are plywood, will fit down nice and flush. Using the router on the top side of the gunwales to round them over, so it's a nice kind of soft gradient, and on your hands it's not a hard edge for when you're launching or carrying the canoe. A small hand plane is then used on the underside of the gunwales just to take off that hard edge. So after sanding, I made sure to use some white spirits on a tack cloth just to remove any additional dust, and once that evaporated, it was time to get the first coat of Danish oil on. Of course, with the first coat, I thinned it down by 20%. This guarantees that the first coat really soaks its way in to all the pores into the timber. I'm going to do a lot of coats on this, guys, because this is going to be used outside. It's going to be in the Irish rain, so it needs to be protected. And yeah, I'm going to basically saturate the seats and the gunwales with Danish oil. Of course, I'll also flip the canoe upside down, allowing for the oil to really work its way into the underside of the gunwales. And that way gravity can do the work there. Of course, if you did it from it upright, it's not going to do a good job. I love how the Danish oil really brings out the natural wood grain in both the Sapele and the teak. Looks fantastic in my opinion. So that's all for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. As always, guys, stay productive and have fun creating. I will see you all in the next episode.